Good morning, everybody. How are you today? Yes, it is Monday. Hell yeah. What am I saying? It is Wednesday, March 16th. Yes, Wednesday, March 16th. How are you today? Hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. I know it's going to be for me. Hell yeah. I won't have it any other way. Wednesday. I'm excited. Yeah. H. Potter. Good morning, you princess, you. How are you? Yeah. Make sure you all say hi to H. Potter, our princess. Hell yeah. Yahoo! Well, as you see, our topic today is going to be hate in America. Yeah. Now, it could be hate your mother in law. It could be hate your ex wife. It could be you hate your kids. It could be you hate the government. It could be anything. Yeah. We're just going to talk about hate in America. Yeah. How many of you hate your mother in law? Yeah. I bet a few, huh? Yeah. I bet a few of you do. Hell yeah. Smoked, you big stud. How are you? Yeah, that's right. Hate in America is today's subject. Should be a lot of fun, I think. Anyway, I'm excited to be here. Yeah. The nicest people on the planet are here. Yep. Hell yeah. The nicest people on the planet. Hell yeah. What do you guys think about that? I think it's pretty cool. Yeah. Now there's a stud right there. Hell yeah. It is, isn't it? Now that man is a stud. Hell yeah. Not really. I'm just kidding. He's peeking his way around the corners. Grahill, how are you? Yeah. Well, so far I see a lot of Americans in here, so I'll ask you guys, do you think hate in America is a big thing? Yeah. Now, like I said, could be you hate your neighbor, could be you hate your ex-wife, could be you hate your kids, could be you hate your spouse. Yeah. It could be you hate your school, could be you hate your job. Do you guys think hate in America is a big thing? Yeah. Great, buddy. Good, good. It's a huge problem. Hmm. Well, which part of hate do you think is the huge problem, or do you think it's all combined? Yeah. Do you think Americans are just a bunch of haters? Hate lives in everyone? That's the issue. Yeah. Lives in everyone. Yeah. Major problem. Well, no, what I mean though is do you think there's one major part of hate, or do you think there's just a whole bunch of little parts of hate that add up to a big problem? I'm just curious what your opinions are. I know what I think. It doesn't matter what I think, though. Yeah. We're here so that you can tell us what you think. That's why we're here so that you can tell us what you think. Yeah. Do you think all these men hating their mother in law is a big problem? Do you guys think all these men hating their mother in law is a huge problem? Yeah. America thinking they are better than everyone and hate on everyone who isn't American. That's a big problem. Well, I remember I used to watch tennis a lot, smoked. Did you ever watch tennis? Did you ever watch tennis? Yes. Well, I remember there was a guy named John McEnroe. Now, John McEnroe was probably the best doubles player to ever play the game. And he was, a top five in the men's, that's for sure. Maybe at times top two or three. But, but in doubles, he was unbeatable. And, he used to partner with his brother. I don't know if you knew that or not, but yeah, him and his brother just beat the shit out of everybody for like 10 years. They won every single doubles tournament there was. Yeah. Now, and people hated him for it. Yeah. Now, him having a big mouth and being a braggart added to that hate, but they really hated him because he backed up what he said. He won everything. And I know Stone Cold Steve Austin, hey, he is of the opinion that he was the greatest. That's that. And that nobody could beat him. So do you think America should be thinking that they're better than everyone else? Or do you think they should be saying, no, we're all even? Or do you think, no, they should be saying, no, yeah, you other countries are better than us? I don't know. I'm asking your opinion. I was just giving you a couple of examples of people who actually were better than everybody else. Yeah. I mean, Steve Stone Cold was the stud. If you got in there with him, you knew you were going to get your ass kicked. Yeah. John McEnroe, you walked onto that doubles court, you could kiss your ass goodbye because they were going to beat you no matter what. Yeah. And did for 10 years straight. Yeah. Do you think it's different with countries than it is with individuals? But was he a hater or just made it seem like he was a hater? Well, do you think America are haters or do you think they just make it seem like they are? I'm just asking. Yeah, I don't know the answers. I know one thing is going on in the world right now, and it has to do with the American currency. Okay. Now, everybody uses the dollar bill as the standard. Okay. Everybody. And now they've used our country has turned the standard into a weapon, and they're punishing countries that don't do what they want them to do. So those countries are saying, "Screw you, we're going to quit using the dollar as the standard." Yeah, and you know what that's going to do to us? It's just going to tear us up. Hell yeah, it might ruin our whole country. Now, you know, I like to think that America is like a guiding light in a dark out space. You know what I mean? And America is like a guiding light. And I like to think that America pushes for truth and justice. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think that we're a very moral country. I really believe that. Yeah. And that we really try and do the right thing. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I'm not saying every politician feels that way, but I think as a whole, the soul of our country is that way. But they haven't shipped them out. They haven't shipped them out. They've given them all green cards. Right? How many? I think it's like 20 million people are here right now illegally and they have a green card. But it's a temporary green card because they're here illegally. Yeah. So they certainly have shown some, you know, on a brotherly love to those 20 million, right? And what they are, they're children that were born in a different country and they came here illegally. Yeah, that's what they are. And now 20 or 30 years has gone by, and you got a 30-year-old guy who lived 29 years in America. Yeah. Or a 29-year-old girl, she lived 30 years in America. She doesn't even speak Spanish. Well, I think there's a big difference between getting turned away at the border and getting sent back. Now, what do you think about that? How many did Trump send back? I don't know. Not as many as Obama. Not as many as Obama. Yeah. That's the facts. That's just the real numbers. Yeah. Now, Smoke, let me ask you: do you think that they send somebody back because they hate them? Do you think they sent? Do you think that they send somebody back to a different country because they hate them? Because that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about hate in America. I don't think it's right to hate anybody unless they continually do you and your family harm. Yeah. Hey, thank you so much. Yeah, I am iconic. Bam! You big stud. Hell yeah. Bam! You big stud. I am iconic. Hell yeah. Probably much why else treat a human that way. Well, do you think it would work good for our country if we just opened the border and let everybody come here that wanted to come here? Baka, you big stud. How in the hell are you, buddy? Do you think it would work well for our country if we just opened the borders, all borders, and said, anyone who wants to come here can come here? Now, I'm not saying it would or it wouldn't. I'm just asking the question. Baka, just the British ones. Yeah. I'm just curious, okay? Like me, I don't hate any of these people. I don't even know them. And you know what? Every one of them I've ever met, I really liked. Yeah. About people being sent to a country they didn't know anything about just because they were brought here as a baby decades earlier. Well, like I said, there's 20 million of them that are here right now with a green card. It's a temporary green card. They're waiting for the court case to be finally settled one way or another. Yeah. 20 million. Yeah. Now I could be off a couple million one way or the other because, every day it gets a bigger number. Just the British ones. Yeah. No, I mean, to me, I think that's a legitimate question. Do you think that they tell these people, you can't come here because we hate you? Or we're sending you back because we hate you? Is that the reason they do it? Baca, what do you think? Yeah. Santo, what do you think? Potter, what do you think? Iconic, what do you think? Smoked, what do you think? Do you think they're telling somebody, you can't stay here because we hate you? Do you think they're telling these people over here, you can't come here because we hate you? I'm just curious what your opinions are. I'm not saying one is true or it's not true or anything. Yeah. Baca, I know you know a lot about this immigration, a lot more than I'll ever do. Yeah. Do you think they say you can't come here because we hate you? If that's true, that's really sad. Yeah. Jesus. That's terrible if that's true. He says, just the British ones. Yeah. That's funny. You guys might not know it, but Baca's girlfriend is a British citizen here who's here on a green card, I think. She might be on a visitor's pass. I don't know. I don't want to know. It's none of my business. Yeah. I just know she's a wonderful human being and I love her. Yeah. Have done. Yahoo! I think there's a lot of hate in this country. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. How are you today? I'm hanging in there. Yeah. Nope. ESTA. They said they're going to have questions if she comes back sooner. Huh. Oh, she already went back? I didn't know that. Yeah. I'm planning on getting a green card in a couple of years. So the company I work for will sponsor it so I can work in Egoland Resort in California. Yeah. Oh, Legoland. Yeah. But it's a plan that's years away. Yeah. Iconic, all this time I thought you already lived in the United States. I really did. Don't have much sympathy for people coming illegally right now, but nobody should do anything if someone else brought you 10 or 20 years ago. A long swim across the pond, yeah. Is the Legoland in the US bigger than the one in Denmark? Yeah, I have no idea. Is Legoland, doesn't that have to do with, oh, what's his name? I forgot his name. Yeah. Didn't he set up Legoland for like all the geniuses to come and work on stuff? It really doesn't have anything to do with Lego. It has to do with computers and programs, and they are classified as a mega resort in the U.S. Huh. I thought that's where all the brainy kids came and got a job, and they worked on all these different projects. The one in Denmark is classified as a discovery center. So they take people on tours, or they have rides there, like they have, roller coasters and Ferris wheels. Or I've been to the ones in Denmark a few times as a kid. Huh. Yeah, well, I didn't even know that. Yep. Where is it located at? Lancaster? Lancaster seems to jump out at me. Do you know what city Legoland is? I personally think if you came to this country 20 years ago, 30 years ago, they should give you amnesty. Yeah, I do. And I think they should tell you that you got 10 years to become a citizen or leave. Yeah. Surely somebody could become a citizen in 10 years. In the UK, we have one in Windsor. Huh. Now, what do you guys think about that idea? Anybody who was brought here as a kid and is now an adult, you have 10 years to become a citizen. We're giving you amnesty. Yeah. Just need to hide Queen for 20 years. Yeah. Well, it doesn't mean that same policy lasts forever. You know what I mean? Like, as of such and such date. Yeah. As of today. Yeah. I mean, I don't care what country it's from. You know what I mean? Yeah. It doesn't just have to be people that came across the southern border. Now, I don't know if people know this or not, but more people come into the United States illegally with airplanes and boats than they do with the southern border. Yeah. People don't realize that, but people come here on tourist visas, which anybody can get one, and then they just never leave. Yeah. They come from all over the world. Then they just never leave. Yeah. Did you guys know that? Makes sense. Yeah. It's an unbelievable amount. Yeah. Low requirements for tourist visa. Yeah. Can they even get a bank account or work then? Sure. They do it all the time. Yeah. It doesn't mean that you're going to get a job working for, um, a major corporation, but there's all kinds of jobs. Yeah. And especially in the last 2 or 3 years, it's so easy to get a bank account. You don't even have to go in there. Yeah. They don't want you to come in there because of COVID. Yeah. Hey, Tony. Pork Sword 42. How are you? Yeah. About to go to bed. How are you? Really good. Yeah. How about yourself? You hanging in there? Today's going to be a wonderful day, I believe. Yeah. Personally, I think all these people are fighting over some silly shit. Yeah. I'm an Aussie, so I can't say much about hate in America. Sorry, I just thought I'd say hello. Yeah. Well, even if you live in Australia, you could still have an opinion, right? Yeah. I mean, if people from Australia, if they come to the United States, I think they treat them really good. Yeah. Now, I sure could be wrong. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not very good at this stuff because I like everybody. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not mad at nobody. That's how I really look at the whole thing. I'm not mad at anybody. Yeah. Elvis Para, what do you think about Putin? I don't know enough about the subject to really, I mean, just off the top of my head, okay? I think this is about he doesn't want NATO to take over the Ukraine and put NATO troops and NATO missiles on his doorstep. Now, do you think that's what this is about, Elvis Para? That Russia does not want NATO to take over Ukraine and put missiles on his doorstep to where they could hit his capital in 10 minutes. Yeah, that is what I have been saying. Yeah. Now, I know there was a time where Russia was putting missiles in Cuba, and the president back then, John F. Kennedy, came forward and said, no, we're not going to allow you to put missiles in a country 90 miles away from our country. Yeah. And it almost caused World War III. They called it the Cuban Missile Crisis. Yeah. If he takes Ukraine, then NATO will be on his doorstep because Ukraine has NATO around him. Yeah. Problem is that Putin is killing civilians. Besides that, I can see why he is attacking. Yeah. Well, I think anytime you have a war, there's going to be civilians get killed. That's just an unfortunate thing. Believe me, I'm not saying that he's doing the right thing. I tell you who I think it should be up to. I think if Ukraine wants to join NATO and NATO wants Ukraine to let them join, then they should be able to join. And if Ukraine don't want to join NATO, then nobody should be able to make them. Yeah. I think the Ukraine citizens should go to the ballot box and vote, and whatever they vote, that's how it should be. Does that make sense? There's never a reason to go to war. So, like when Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, we should have said, no, 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 it's okay. Yeah, we don't want to fight. So when 6 million Jews got put into the ovens in Germany, you don't think we had a responsibility, a moral responsibility to go and put a stop to that? I'm just asking. Yeah. When they took 6 million Jews and stuffed them into the ovens and melted them, okay? You don't think the world had an obligation to go there and say, no, you can't do that? You have to stop. I'm just asking what your opinion is. I'm not saying which one's right or wrong. But I think, there are some reasons that you should go to war. Yeah. The media portrays Putin as like a really bad villain. Yeah. The issue is that they're targeting civilians, not military assets. I don't support him bombing hospitals and houses, though. Okay, well, then here's the question. Do you think that Putin said, all right, now look, generals, I want you to bomb this hospital and I want you to bomb this housing project right here so that we can kill all those people and we can get rid of that hospital? Do you think Putin told his generals to go do that? I'm just asking. Because to me, that's yes or no. Either that he planned it and wanted it done, or he didn't. Which one's the answer? Not yeah, if. Which one's the answer? I don't know the answer. I wasn't there, so I don't know. Closer to Moscow and is in NATO. The buck stops at Putin if his generals are making decisions. What if they're just accidents? Like you say, I'm pointing this missile over here and it's going to hit that military outpost, or it's going to hit that communications center, and the damn thing goes a couple hundred yards off and hits this hospital. I mean, is he a war criminal for that? I'm just asking. I'm not saying yes or no. I'm asking a question. Russia should not even be afraid of NATO. NATO could never attack Russia. Do you know about the Bosnian War in 1994? Not really. I mean, I heard of it. I know a little bit about it. Okay. I do know that terrible things happen in war, and it's not a good thing. And it definitely should be a last result. Anyway, you're going to head to bed, get the night shifts. Yeah. Good night, all. Yep. I think we're way off subject, though. Yeah. I think we're talking about a completely different issue. Yeah. I thought we were going to talk about hate in America today. Yeah. I thought we were going to talk about hate in America. Yeah. Is there hate in America? Yeah. It's a good question, right? if they shut down McDonald's, there's going to be a lot of hate, let me tell you. Yeah. Yeah. If they shut down uh, McDonald's, there's going to be a lot of hate in America. Yeah. I'm from Australia and I personally don't like America. I feel like the government doesn't care about the people, especially during COVID. How so? Most Australians were getting paid $750 a fortnight during COVID, so the economy doesn't drop. Yeah. I didn't get a penny from my government. Well, I think most people in the United States, I think they got like $3,000 total. I could be wrong, but I think they got like 600, 1,300, and 1,000. Now, I could be wrong. It's been a while and I don't pay that much attention to it. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. Only thing we got in the last 3 years was a $300 cut from the electric bill. Well, in the United States, if you paid Social Security, okay, you got checks deposited in your account. Yeah, it's that simple. In fact, I think even if you weren't paying Social Security, you got a check deposited in your account. You just has to prove you were a resident. You didn't even have to pay Social Security. Yeah, I think even if you weren't paying Social Security, if you could prove you were a resident, then they sent you the money. Yeah, and they sent people $3,000. Now, the people who didn't have bank accounts and they didn't have their bank account information, they got it last. Okay, but everybody who had a bank account registered with the IRS or with Social Security got a check deposited in their accounts. Yeah, not one check, three, and I think and it might have been two checks. It might have been 1,300 and 1,000, but I think they got three checks. Yeah, I really don't remember. Yeah, but like Smoke said, it was something like that. Yeah. How can someone who can't speak properly and stumble his words all the time become a leader of one of the biggest countries? Plus, if you were paying and didn't redeem, they sent it with the tax refund. Yeah, they wanted everybody to get that money. There's a show on Netflix that shows how dictators get to power. You should watch it. Now, let's not make this personal. Let's address everything to us at Tony's talk show, not to individuals. Yeah, we don't want to get this personal. I hope that makes sense. I know you're just making a suggestion, and both you guys are being nice, but we want to make sure we keep it that way, so that nobody feels like they're being. He wanted to know how they got to power. Yeah, no attacking him. Okay, you understand what I mean, though, right? Just so we're on the same page. I'm not saying anybody did anything wrong. I'm just saying if we keep it on a communication with me rather than a communication with somebody in the chat. Yeah. I just don't want anybody to feel, last time it turned into just, last time I did this show, and I don't mean the last 2 days or yesterday, but I'm just saying I did this show for a couple of years and I quit for a year and a half because there was just so much, personal attacks in the chat. And I don't want to ever get in that situation again. I got depressed and I felt terrible and just messed me up. Yeah. Seeing all the, I don't know, personal attacks against people. And, freedom of speech means that you should be able to come in here and express your opinion. Yeah. And with no retaliation. Yeah. That's what freedom of speech is. Even if I don't like what you say, even if I don't agree with what you say, you should still have a right to say it. No one is attacking each other. Right on. That's what counts. I just want to reaffirm that. It's real important. Otherwise, people won't be open with their thoughts, And that's the beauty of the whole thing. Everybody being open with their thoughts. Yeah. Like myself personally, I've certainly been a victim of hate. Yeah. I have certainly been a victim of hate. Yeah. But I have to say that, the people, the haters, that, from what I can tell, are in America are a very small few. Yeah. Having an open forum about two things, politics and religion. Yeah. Well, I was more talking about when I picked the subject, okay? I was more talking about, hate groups. Do you think hate groups in America are a big thing, I think 40 years ago, there was a lot of ignorant people who were really, really, really down on what's it called now, the EGB community or whatever, okay? Yeah. And I thought it was stupid. Why do you care what somebody's doing in their privacy of their own home? Yeah. What do you care? Yeah. Like we have hate groups in the United States, the, they have black hate groups, they have white hate groups, they have all kinds of hate groups in America, okay? I mean, they do. And the bottom line is, they're all stupid asses, And they're a huge minority. I mean, a huge minority. Yeah, I mean, most people are, to me, I see Americans as warm, open-hearted, loving, caring people. I really do. I don't see the bad side of it, And, I've known a hell of a lot of people in my 68 years. And let me tell you, most of them, they could give a shit what somebody else is doing. They got their own problems. Yeah. That's how I really see America. Yeah. Is we don't give a shit what color that guy is. We don't give a shit what his sexual orientation is or nobody gives a shit about any of that. Yeah, they got their own problems. I don't care who you marry or who you don't marry. Yeah, I really don't. I don't care who you date. I don't care any of that. I don't care whether you go to church or you don't go to church. It's none of my business. If somebody wants to share a good experience, then I love hearing it. Yeah. But, I don't want to hear about what blah, 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 your neighbor is because of blah, 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 blah. That's all crap. Yeah. You're the guy with the problem, pal, not them. Yeah. I really believe that. Like I said, if it was me and I was president of the United States, I would give every person in this country who's here illegally amnesty. Yeah. And I'd tell them, now you got 10 years to become a citizen. And if in 10 years from now you're not a citizen, you gotta go. Now that's what I'd really tell them. Yeah. And I wouldn't make it to where, they had to, jump through hoops and go through this shit and that shit and this shit and that shit to become a citizen, Nope, I'd make it as easy as I could. Yeah. Said, you are a citizen. No, you're not a citizen. Well, Yeah, and you got 10 years to become one. If you can't do it in 10 years, what the hell? We don't want you anyway. Yeah. You know what I mean by that, right? Yeah. You know, you hear a lot about white hate groups. White hate groups. Do you guys hear a lot about that? Ku Klux Klan, all that shit. Do you need your social security number for anything important, or can they live a good life in the U.S. illegally? Well, to ever get a decent job, you have to have a social security number. Yeah. Yep. To ever get a decent job, you have to have a social security number. And by law, every company, every business, I don't care how small the business is, by law, they're required to for you to give them your social security number before they can hire you. By law. Yeah, I mean, how many people do you guys really believe belong to the Ku Klux Klan? I'm just curious. How many members are there to the Ku Klux Klan? I'm going to Google that right now. Yeah, biggest KKK. Hmm. Well, according to this right here, despite their diminishing numbers, there are still approximately 3,000 Klan members nationwide. Yeah. Despite their diminishing numbers, there are still approximately 3,000 Klan members nationwide. Yeah. Now, does that surprise you? Does that surprise you? There's 3,000 right now nationwide. Yeah. But yet you hear about it all the time. Yeah. Southern Poverty Law Center estimated 5 to 8,000 back in 2013. Yeah. And this was the same group, Southern Law Center in 2020, estimated that 3,000 people nationwide belong to it. Yeah. Now, does that surprise you? What are our views of Ku Klux compared to the Nazis? I don't know because I never really knew a Nazi. So you know what I mean? Yeah, I never knew one. So I would think that now, Santos, what do you think? I would think that means that these hate groups are going down, 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 and more people are becoming accepting and open minded. What do you think? Yeah. Baca, what do you think about that? Do you think that Americans are becoming more and more and more accepting of different religions and different races and other than, white and Christian? And that they're having a much better get along. Certainly, in my lifetime, I see the difference. Maybe you guys don't, but I see the difference. And I grew up in California. Yeah. I grew up in California. Yeah. Baca, you're still pretty young. Yeah. Evan, what difference do you see? Yeah, he said, what are our views of KKK compared to the Nazis? Yeah. What are your views on that? Yeah. Wasn't there a one president of the United States that was a member of the Ku Klux Klan? And he actually invited him to the White House, and they played a movie called The Ku Klux Klan in the theater at the White House. I'm only 25, not very drastic changes in my teens to adult life. Well, I can remember when they had separate restrooms and separate drinking fountains in the South. I actually remember that. Yeah. So do you think that's a big change? Do you think that's a big change? When I was a kid, everybody wanted to sit in the back of the bus. Everybody wanted to sit in the back of the bus. You weren't cool if you didn't sit in the back of the bus. Yeah. Now that was in California, but I guarantee you, if you were living in Georgia, that's not how it was. Woodrow Wilson would watch The Birth of a Nation regularly. Yeah. Now there's some hate, isn't it? That's really hating on some people, man, and that's a terrible, terrible thing. Yeah. I think everybody should be treated equally. I'm just talking about according to the law. I'm going to head to the gym. Yeah, thanks for the chat. No problem. I'm really a libertarian. I don't know if you know what that is or not, but I'm a libertarian. Yeah. I think, hey, let's all try and live our life without hurting or bothering anybody else. Yeah. And still enjoy it as much as you can. Yep. You know, every person that ever screwed me over in my life was white. Now, that's the truth. Yeah. Counseling, see you later. Smoked, hey, love you, buddy. Yeah. Love you, buddy. Take it easy. Every person that ever screwed me over in my life was white Christian. Yeah. That's funny, isn't it? Yeah. And the most moral person I ever met in my whole life. I mean, the most moral person, the best person I ever met in my whole life. Yeah. Was a guy named Frank Ramirez. Yep. He was honest, sincere, trustworthy. Man, I just love that guy. Hell yeah. And his grandparents came straight from Mexico. Yeah. In high school, he was my best friend. Yeah. And a great guy. No kidding. Yeah. People confuse the terms equality with equity. And they're still using men wearing tablecloths as the boogeyman. Yeah. You know, an equal opportunity doesn't guarantee equal results. Yeah. Like, you know, that Elon Musk guy, he's a lot smarter than me. So I understand when he ends up with a lot more money than me. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like Shaquille O'Neal, he's a lot bigger and stronger than me. So I understand when he ends up making a lot more money than me. Yeah. Equal opportunity does not mean equal results. Yeah. I think a lot of people have to understand that. Yeah. I think it's real important that you go to school and learn as much as you can learn. Yep. I do. Learn as much as you can possibly learn because you just never know when it's going to come in handy. You know, when I was in high school, I took typing. Yeah, I took typing class. I took it for 3 years, okay? I took it because Coach McDonald was in charge of typing, and Coach McDonald was going to give me a C because I was an athlete. Yeah. He didn't give a shit if I never typed nothing in my life. And now I say, God damn, I wasted 3 years of my life. I could be a really good typer. Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Allen was a great English teacher, man. He taught people, and Miss Slate, oh God, they taught people how to read and write. They taught geniuses, man. I'm telling you. Yeah. And me, I just screwed it off. Yeah. I didn't learn how to spell. I didn't learn how to write. I didn't learn shit. Yeah. All because I was a dumb shit. Yeah. Not that I wasn't smart enough to do it, but I wasn't smart enough to apply myself to do it. Yeah. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, that tells you right now that hate in America used to be a real big thing, but it just hey, yeah, it's getting to a lesser and lesser degree every day. I think. Yeah, I think America is a wonderful place with wonderful people, and yeah, it's just getting better and better and better. Yeah, there's probably always going to be dumb shits that go out and do stupid ass shit. Yeah, guy who goes into a synagogue and he shoots everybody in there. Oh God, what a dumb shit. Yeah. Or a guy goes into a black church and shoots a bunch of people because they're black. Oh God, what a dumb shit. Yeah. My fourth grade teacher taught us cursing, saying we would use it every day. I only use it to write my name. Yeah. Well, I don't think that your fourth grade teacher had any idea about what computers were going to become. It's like, I sat down yesterday and ordered some keyboards, okay? Now, you know how much a typewriter cost when I was a kid? What's your thoughts on same sex marriage? Well, personally, I'm all in favor of it, okay? Yeah, personally. But I think each state should have the right to vote on whether they want to have same sex marriages or not. And I think even if they say no, you can't get a license to get married, they should still give you a license for a civil union, which is the same thing, only not from the religious point of view. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Personally, I'm all in favor of it. If them two girls over there want to get married, hell yeah, let them get married. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I believe that each state, because we are the United States, we're not one government that rule everybody. We're 50 governments that rule everybody. Okay. So, on moral issues, I believe a state has the right to let the people determine what they want. Yeah. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. Now, if they ask me, do you want to vote for same-sex marriage? Yes, I do. Okay. But I don't think any state should be allowed to tell people that they can't have a union. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I think that for religious purposes, there was a guy who he owned a bakery shop. I think it was in Seattle, Washington. I don't really remember. Okay. But anyway, this one couple went there and said, "We're going to be getting married, and we want to put two men on the top of the cake." Okay. And he said, "I can't do that for religious reasons." Okay. And they sued him. Yeah. And he ended up losing his bakery shop, and he ended up doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that. And finally, he won the lawsuit. Yeah. Because the Supreme Court said you don't have a right to force this person to do something that's against his religion. Yeah. And you have other options. You could certainly go to another bakery and they would certainly make the cake for you. Yeah. I hope that makes sense to you. Yeah. Now, personally, I think he's a dumb shit. I think he should have made him the cake, charged him $30, and said, "Thanks a lot for the business. I appreciate it. Come back when you want some donuts." Yeah. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah. But if them two girls want to get married, if them two guys want to get married, shit. Hey, I don't care if that guy wants to marry his goat. What do I care? Yeah. Marry it. It's all right with me. Yeah. I'm from the UK, and in same-sex marriage, I heard that story. Yeah. I mean, personally, you know, it's none of my business what you do. Yeah. I mean, I think it's good that City Hall keeps track of who's married and who's not. And, that way when they split up, that everybody gets their fair share of whatever the assets were or whatever, you know what I mean? Or when you die, you have a will or, so they kind of got to keep track of what's going on. I agree with the opinion, but I don't say it was worth all the negative publicity and financial loss that came with it. Yeah. When you say I agree with the couple opinion, so you think they should be able to force that bakery to make that cake? Do you think they should be able to force that bakery to make that cake? I'm just curious there is no right or wrong. Well, there is because the Supreme Court ruled on it, but in America now you can't force them to make the cake. Yeah. Court's opinion that the shop has a right to serve who they want and turn away others. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I see. Yeah. This little thing was hiding where you wrote courts. Yeah. Yeah. Now, do you think that if a black person came in there and said, I want to have a cake made, uh, do you think they have the right to say, we don't make cakes for black people? You're a great man, Tony. Huge respect to you. Thank you. Yeah. Do you think that the same cake shop should have the right to tell black guys we don't make black cakes? I'm just curious. Yeah. If that's the owner's policy, but I can't imagine they'd be open for very long. Yeah. Now, do you think that they should be able to say, okay, you can smoke a cigarette in my bakery? It's okay if you smoke a cigarette in my bakery. Do you think they should have the right to say that? Santo, do you think that still applies if that's the owner's policy? As long as they're following local and state health codes. Why no? But the bottom line is, does the state have the right to say that you can't allow people to smoke on your property? That's my only question. Do you think the state has the right to say you cannot smoke on your own property? You cannot allow others to smoke on your own property. Yeah. Do you think the state has the right to say that? Hi. Do you think the state has the right to say it's okay to smoke in that casino, but it's not okay to smoke in that coffee shop or that bakery? Yeah. I mean, what if I wanted to open a coffee shop and I said only smokers are allowed? Yeah. If you're not a smoker, you please don't come in my coffee shop. Yeah. Do you think I should have a right to do that? I'm just curious what your opinions are. Yeah. Because, believe it or not, smokers are hated, man. Yeah. People hate smokers. They really do. Oh, God, man. They're really down on them. Yeah. They hate smokers. Yeah. 1981 B-Boy, if I came to your house and you said, please don't smoke in my house, do you think I would ever smoke a cigarette in your house under any circumstances if you told me you didn't want me to? The answer is hell no, I would never. Yeah. Only an asshole would light up a cigarette in somebody's property that they don't want them to smoke there. Yeah. You'd have to be a real asshole to do that. Yeah. But I think if it's my property, I should have the right. That's right. I wouldn't out of respect. I still remember when restaurants had cigarette smokers only sections. Well, I still remember when they had the whole restaurant was smokers on, smokers. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. B-Boy, if I wanted to open a coffee shop and I said only smokers are allowed in here, do you think I should have the right to do that? Now, Santos, believe this or not, not where I live now, but where I lived before in the city of Belton. Okay. If you want to open up a restaurant and you want to have a smoking and a non-smoking area, you're allowed to do it. But you have to install some air filtration system in the whole building, okay? And it costs about $20,000. I'm an old follower. Right on, cool. Access 3604. Yeah. Yeah, in Belton, Missouri. Yeah. If you're willing to spend the money on the filtration systems, you're allowed to have smoking in the place. Yeah. Expensive there in the US. Here in the UK, they're like nearly $10 for 20. Yeah. Well, in some places again, New York, they're very expensive from what I understand, okay? Probably the average for a cigarette for a 20 pack of Marlboro right now is like $6. Now I'm not positive because I don't ever buy Marlboro, but I think that's probably the average right now is about $6 for 20. I would just make the smoking section an outdoor patio if it would be 20K. Well, but the point is, in Belton, Missouri. Okay, that's how they have it set up in the city limits. Yeah, if you want to have a smoking restaurant, then you have to get the air filtration system put in, but they're allowed to do it. Now, in some places, they're not allowed to do it no matter what. Yeah. Now, do you think bars should be allowed? Smoking should be allowed in bars? They're not a bad price, but again, if they said I can smoke, I wouldn't because of the other customers that came in when I'm gone can smell it. Yeah. If they said I can smoke, I wouldn't. Well, what if everybody else was? Then would you? I mean, maybe you're not a smoker. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, like to me, historically, when I think of a bar, I think of a smoky, smelly place. I really do. Yeah. Yeah, then I would. I vape. I see. Do you think you should be able to vape even if it's non-smoking? Do you think you should be allowed to vape? Because some places don't allow vape either. Yeah. I've seen people get in fistfights over cigarettes. Yeah, I have. Where some guy says, "Fuck you! You can't smoke in the same place I'm at." Some pubs here allow vape, many don't. Yeah, it's a crazy world. It is, but it's getting better. I really believe that. I believe that the hate's going away and people are becoming more and more, friendly, conscious. Yeah, caring, loving. I really believe that. I think the whole world is becoming a better place, but I know in the United States, especially, they really, really are, becoming caring and loving people, man. And it's a good feeling. Yeah. It's a great feeling, I think. It's a great feeling, I think. Yeah. I still think it should be left to the local government since it's that community that's going to those diners and bars and they're all breathing the same air. I know, but you have the option, see? Now, let me tell you what I think. Okay, tell me if you think this is a good solution. Okay, I think that if when they issue liquor licenses, licenses for people to smoke, or I mean to drink alcohol, you know how a bar has to get a liquor license to sell liquor, and they have to get a beer license to sell beer and wine. Do you know what I'm talking about? Well, I think 8 of them should be non-smoking facilities, and 2 should be smoking facilities. Yeah, of the licenses. Yeah, I think the state should say, okay, we have 10 licenses here. 2 of them are going to allow smoking, and 8 of them are not going to allow smoking. That way the customer has an option. Yeah. Does that make any sense to you? So if you say, hey, let's go out tonight and have a few drinks, listen to some music and have some fun, then there's 8 places that you can go to and they don't allow any smoking at all. Yeah. But there's 2 that do allow it. Yeah. Now that's if you issued 10 licenses. If you issued 100 licenses, there'd be 20 places that allow smoking and 80 places that don't. Yeah. So you always have the option. If you don't want to be around cigarette smoke, don't go there. Yeah. And have them put a big sign up said this is a smoking facility. Yeah. Now, do you guys think that would be fair? Do you think that would be fair? Well, what do you think? Fair or not fair? Yeah. Nobody has an opinion? Nobody has an opinion. You know, I remember watching the news and seeing this Jussie Smollett. How many of you guys know who Jussie Smollett is? How many of you guys have ever heard of Jussie Smollett? Nobody? Sorry, I was away. Yeah, computer. What was the question? And no one ever heard of him. Race Bader wanting promotion. Yeah. Jussie Smollett is a movie star. Yeah. And he used to star in this TV series. Trying to remember what the name of it was. Empire, I think. Yeah. He was in Empire. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, that was the name of it. But anyway, it was huge. Yeah. It was on cable. And he faked getting beat up by some Trump fans in Chicago. Yeah. He actually had 2 bodyguards. And Jussie Smollett is a black guy, okay? And he's gay. And in real life, yeah. Anyway, he paid his 2 buddies who are also black, okay, to beat him up, pour bleach on him, and tie a noose around his neck, okay. So he went out to get a Subway sandwich and some eggs at a store, and he got jumped at 2 o'clock in the morning in Chicago, yeah, by his 2 buddies that he paid to do that, yeah. And then he went to the news and to the police and said that 2 Trump fans, 2 white guys wearing mega hats, had beat him up and did all these bad things to him, poured bleach on him and got a noose around his neck and was going to hang him. Yeah. Anyway, he just got convicted for lying about it all. Yeah. He just got convicted and sentenced last week. Yeah. For lying. Yep. Now, you know, now that's promoting hate in America, isn't it? That's promoting hate in America. Yeah. He got sentenced to I think 5 years probation. He had to make restitution for all the police officers' time, which was 125,000. I think he got fined 25,000, and he has to do 6 months in the county jail. That's what he got. Faking a hate crime should count as a hate crime, in my opinion. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe he was up for a contract negotiations at his job, and he thought by faking this hate crime, it would give him a lot of sympathy and put him in a better position to get a new contract or a bigger contract. That's what I think it was all about, really. I could be wrong. Well, look, man, it's been fun being here today. Yeah. I really had a nice time visiting with you guys. I hope you guys enjoy being able to come here and voice your opinion about different issues. Yeah. Because that's really what the show is all about. Yeah. That's the most selfish reason I've heard to waste police resources. Yeah. Well, that's what it was about. Yeah. Hate in America. I'm not sure if you remember me, but when you were killing dragons on RuneScape, I gave you 2 billion GP when I quit. Yeah, I do remember you, B-boy. That's really nice of you. Yeah. Yep. That's really nice of you. Yeah. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I promise you I did not go spend it on myself. Yeah. I went and spent it on our community. We did a great big huge drop party. Yeah. I'm trying to remember if it was, I think it was either for New Year's or for Christmas. No, I think it was for Double XP. I think after Double XP, yeah, we went and did a great big huge drop at the Falador thing there. Yeah. And really, everybody enjoyed it, and everybody really had a great time. Yeah. That was really nice of you. Yeah. Are you glad you quit or you regret it? Are you glad you quit or do you regret quitting? Well, I know one thing for sure. I had a nice time visiting with you guys this morning. Yeah, I really did. And I plan on being back here tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. again. Yeah, I've been on for a little bit more than an hour and a half. No one ever really quits. Yeah, old school RuneScape now. Right on, cool. I like old school RuneScape a lot. Yeah. Anyway, look, man, I'm going to call it a day. Yeah, in about 30 minutes, I'll be on RS Glory and Gold, and I'll be doing some skilling and chilling with you guys. Yeah, I really had a great time today. Thank you guys for everything. I really appreciate it. I love you, love you, love you. Yeah. Now, what I'm going to do right now is I have this other channel, okay? Yeah, and it's called Glory and Gold Lounge. Yeah, and I'm going to host Glory and Gold Lounge. And if you guys will go over there and check out Glory and Gold Lounge, I will really be grateful. Yeah. If you guys will do that for me, then I'll be the happiest guy in the world. Yeah. Something good's happening there right now. Hell yeah. But when we move over into Glory and Gold Lounge, if you guys will be so kind as to give it 5 minutes, check it out, see what you think. If you like it, then watch it. If you don't, hey, no hard feelings. I love you guys. God bless you. And Yahoo!